It seems that the societies that most acknowledge mental health are also having the deepest crises. I don't know exactly why that is.
Could it be a problem of abundance, where the lack of need to survive on a daily basis leads to a sort of nihilism? Because if you look at it in less fortunate countries, it's like everyone has a meaning. That meaning is that I need to have food on the table tomorrow. I need to be able to survive my day to day. But when you are not pressed with these existential challenges on a daily basis, do you lose meaning in some way? Because a lot of the mental health crises, right, it's no surprise it happens in richer countries and it happens to richer people.
So just figuring out that axiom in particular of acknowledging mental health is enough, I think there's a kind of depth there in the sense that there's a lot of research about how ruminating on oneself is not a good thing. Just thinking about oneself, centering oneself in a narcissistic way, as in a solipsistic way, where the man is an island and you suddenly exist outside of what you do for others and what you mean for others, I think that could drive even a mentally healthy person insane.
To some degree, I agree with you that there's a narcissistic element of it that cannot be healthy. I think that if you're going to point towards research that supports that this is unhealthy, you could easily find research that supports it as healthy. And from my own anecdotal experience, sometimes framing yourself in a solipsistic way, not infinitely, but to some degree, to some degree, viewing yourself in those lights, there's something healthy about that as well.
Let me clarify.
Like, who am I if I am not Arbaz the son, Arbaz the brother, Arbaz the husband? Who am I stripped of all of these things? That's also a useful mental exercise in a lot of ways.
Human beings always need to acknowledge we're still living as a node within some system, not the system. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, I don't disagree
and
with
that kind of rumination, in my opinion, leads to the hyper-individualistic therapy speak culture that we see online today, which is like, cut that bitch off and don't make any effort. That is not the same as what you're saying, which is like, conceptualize yourself free of communal restraints. That's a positive direction.